In September of 2020, an arson fire severely damaged the People's Center in Pablo. The suspected arsonist died in the fire, and many of the center's priceless artifacts were destroyed or seriously damaged. The tragic events left a community in grief. Today, Confederated Salish, Kootenai and Pend tribal leaders are working to pick up the pieces. Kevin Mackey has our Montana moment.
In a climate-controlled vault at Nine Pipes Museum, Marie Terosian and Jerry Hewencorn revealed priceless treasures salvaged from the fire.
It's been a very difficult loss, but we're working at coming back.
Heat, smoke, soot, and water have left their marks.
We are caring for those collections right now with trained conservators.
Most of these artifacts are at least a century old.
This is a Salish fish trap. It's a saddle drape. This is a child's beaded buckskin vest.
Jerry takes meticulous care in repairing each item.
To clean? Oh, this took me probably the better part of a day.
She still has to clean each strand of fringe. Soot's covered a Salish drum.
These are for dancing, and they go on your arm here. I've cleaned all the arrowheads. This is the stone arrowhead.
Even artifacts that have been so burned they can't be restored are honored.
We're saving this as part of our story of the fire.
The one thing that we haven't lost is our identity. We haven't lost who we are as Salish, Kalispel, Kasenka tribes and people.
It's an honor for me to be able to do this.
The scars of the fire are still fresh at the People's Center. It's closed, but the tribes have reopened a temporary center with a new name in St. Ignatius. Three Chiefs Culture Center honors chiefs from each of the three confederated tribes.
Chief Custada of the Kootenai tribe, Chief Alexander of the Pend, and Chief Charlo of the Salish.
Stories of the fire, the artifacts, and other memorabilia will be displayed in a new gallery.
This bench will be the sitting area for the storytelling.
There's an entire section devoted to murdered and missing Indigenous women.
We put up pictures of the women in Montana who were missing or murdered, just to bring awareness.
Jerry says just about everyone on the reservation knows someone who's been murdered or gone missing.
I have a relative now who's missing. Her name is Miranda Kenmill.
In each face is a story. Aggie Inkashola tells stories of tribal culture to the community, to school kids. This is a workshop on native crafts.
We can do history/crafts.
These scattered pieces of fabric were recycled for a quilt.
My grandma, she never went and bought new stuff to make quilts.
Aggie says it's not a beautiful quilt,
but they'll keep you warm. They're passed on from here.
Aggie traces much of her own story to her great-grandmother. She's named after her.
Agnes 3 Woodcocks Inkashola, and she was a really, really prominent tribal leader, tribal elder.
This blanket brings the three tribes together.
The floral designs represent the Salish and Pend, and the geometric represents the Kootenai.
Lucy Charlo runs the gift shop at Three Chiefs. Revenue from the shop helps fund the gallery and Three Chiefs programs.
These are made from a Blackfeet tribal member.
Lucy buys and sells items that are handmade by Native Americans.
The beadwork is all local.
Old skills and stories are passed on to new generations.
We are resilient. We can rise above again.
The people are still grieving over the loss of these precious artifacts, but these Native women, all of them friends, are on a mission to rebuild and bring back. Kevin Mackey, NBC Montana.